Hello everyone, you're welcome back to today's episode on HTML. In our previous lessons, we looked at how to create forms in HTML, and I also made mention of the select. And we also have the option, we have the break element, we have the paragraph, we have the head, and also we added a button to it. In today's lesson, we are going to be styling our form. So first of all, I would like us to run this. So let me quickly run this at go live. Um, so this is it. Let me zoom it so that you see it properly. So this was it. Yes, excellent. Now let's move back to our code. So in order to style this website or this forms, we have to link this code to a CSS. The full meaning of CSS is cascading style sheet. It is for designing websites. The JavaScript is for the interactions and everything. But let's focus on CSS today. So we have to create a file for CSS. So I would like to create a folder inside forms, and I would like to name it assets. So assets, enter. So inside assets, I would like to create style. So style dot css. So I've created a style dot css. So how do I link style? So this in this case, we are going to be linking this style to this HTML so that whatever design we do here or whatever code we write here affects HTML. So let's move on. So we are going to do it with the link rel. That's the style sheet. We have our style sheet here. So inside this href, inside this double quote, we are going to write assets. So that's the folder name, and inside the folder we created style.css. So let's save it. Now this is how we style forms, or this is how CSS goes. HTML is not case sensitive. Whatever at all you write in HTML works. But in CSS, it is very case sensitive, bear it in mind. So sometimes you'll be designing a web in CSS. After running it, you are not going to see any effect on or any changes on the web page. It means there's something wrong with the code or there's something wrong in the code. So first of all, I want us to style the body. I want us to change the color of the body. So let me zoom it. I want us to change the color of the body. So over here we write, you see, let's come back to HTML. The body is in small letters. So let's write body in small letters. So body. So imagine I write something like this. Once I style everything, I can write all the codes. But when I run it, it's not going to affect it because I don't have body. This is Bobby. So I don't have Bobby inside HTML. So let me write body. And in CSS, we deal with the curly bracket. So a curly bracket, so we split it into two like this. So I want to change the color of the body. I want to change the background color of the body. So I'm going to use background color. So a lot of colors will pop up here. So in this case, I'm going to use the #CCC. It's like a gray form, but I don't know. It's okay. So let's run this over here. Let's run this. So I want us to run this and see how it works. So have you seen, at first the background was white, but now it looks a bit dull as in a gray form. You see, this was white, everything was white, but right now the color has changed. So that is how we style the body. We change the color of the background. Now Now let's move to another section. Let's come back into our HTML code. Now so let's look at the header. We have our header to be what? Facebook, and it was under, let's correct this. So Facebook. So Facebook. Sorry. So Facebook. So let me quickly save it. So Facebook is inside the header tag. So we come here, we come to header. That is, let's see. So the header, let's go into header. So the curly bracket, we split it. We split this curly bracket. So I want the background color of the header to be blue. So let me choose blue and save it. So right now let's debug it. Let's run this code. So have you seen now the color of the background? Let me zoom it. So the color of the header becomes blue, while the background remains this color. So let's close it. Now inside the header, I want the text to be inside the middle. I want to place the text in the middle. So how do I do that? I use the text align. So text align, you are going to see so many options here. So where do I want to put it? I said I want to put it in the middle. So I just click on center. Let me save it. Now let's debug it and see how it appears. So right now Facebook is in the center. Now I want to, okay, so now so far we've styled the header and the background color. We changed the background color of the body. Now inside the body, we also have this input. We have this input. So before I style this input, I would like to group all these inputs inside a container. So I'll divide it. We will be using the div. So I want it to be div.container. I want to group it inside the container. So div, this is a short form, div.container. It will generate the code automatically for you. So instead of writing div class container, just write div.container. You will see the class over there. Now because I'm grouping all these things into this div, that's a division tag, I'm going to delete the close tag, and I'm going to place the close tag at the far end, at the bottom of this. So sorry. So where did I place the div? Okay, so the div should be somewhere here. So I'm coming. Let me copy all these codes. And let me clear it. So I want to start this. Okay, so div.container, right? So container, I want to group it inside the container. So this is how it goes. Then let me paste the code inside this. So let me save it. Now because I've grouped everything inside the container, when we come to CSS, we are not going to write input. We are going to write dot container, because here we have a dot here. We are not going to write container straightforward. We are going to write dot container. So dot container, because it's inside a class. So dot container like this. Coming. So the dot container like this. Now I want everything is inside the container. So I want to move all those things from the left side to the middle. So I just write text align again. I just use a text align, sorry. This is a text align at the center. So now let's see how it works. So right now everything is at the center. Have you seen? But it is not well arranged. Everything is not well arranged. So let's move back to HTML. Let's do this quickly. So after the label, let's use the break element over here. Then after this label, let's use the break element. So then after the selection to let's use, okay, so after this label, let's use the break element over here. Another break. We just want our code to be clean so that so let's save it and let's run it. Let's debug it once again. So have you seen how, so right now we didn't do that of department. So let's close this because the surname was in a bracket. The surname was in a bracket. So let's remove that. So let's remove that. Let's just use a break tag, the break element. So and for the department, let's use a break element too. So now let's run our code. Let's see the outcome of it. So this is how the code will look like. So everything is in the middle because we've grouped everything inside the container over here. So text, whatever we do here affects the whole thing inside that container. So now I want to get a border box, a border for it. So border, let's say 1 pixel solid, 1 pixel solid, salmon. Let's use salmon. Then border radius, let's say border radius should be 4 pixel. We want to put it inside a box. So let's see how it looks. Okay, so it didn't come right. So let's check. So the border, so the border should be, let me say 1 pixel, 1 pixel, then 1 pixel solid. So 1 pixel solid. Okay, so solid. Perfect. So let's use this. Let's save this and debug it and see how it works. So have you seen a thin line over here inside? So everything is inside this. Now let's focus on the pattern. So I'm coming. This is where the code is. So let me close it. Now I want the padding to the spacing to be 10. So 10 pixels. So 10 pixels. Sorry. So you can also do it here. So let me use Chrome. Sorry, I think there's a problem with that one. So okay. So um sorry, let me quickly fix this. So so I think okay, so we have to do it here rather. Sorry, we have to do it. So go live. Um so So let's run this. Let's quickly run it and see how. So right now the paddings, we did it 10 pixels. So let's close it. Now I want the box to be small, so let me make the width for the width of this box to be 90 pixels, and then the minimum width, so the mean width should be 250, let's say 250 pixels. So let's see what happens. So have you seen? Now everything is here. Now we have to move it to the center. So how do we do that? Let's look at it. So let's make it 350 and see what happens. So it has widened. So let's make it 50 pixels. Alright, so let's check. So we continue with it. We continue with it. So now let's debug it and see how it appears. So this is how it appears, right? So let me quickly close this. Sorry. Let me close this. Now the margin, let's add the margin to it. So the margin should be 90, then 90 pixels, then auto. So let's add auto to it. And so anything we do, we just debug it and see the output of it. So have you seen the margin now? 90 and auto. So now let's widen the box. So this is the max width, right? This is the max width. Now, so we have a background here to be a transparent of 1, of course, and a width of 350 pixels and a max width of 90%. Yes. So the pattern was 30 pixels. So I wanted to blur the background of this particular container. So I used the backdrop filter and I used 6 pixels. So you can use more than that if you want to really make the background a blur one. So this is the outcome of it. So this is the outcome. Now we've styled this form. We've styled this form. Everything was here completely. We've styled everything here. So this is the end of today's lesson. I am Henry Anim-Antwi, the tutor for today. If you are new, subscribe to my YouTube channel and let's keep on learning HTML. Thank you all for joining. See you next time.